Hello, everyone. It's so good to see all of you. I've missed your faces so frickin' much.
We missed you too, Dustin.
And Matt's dance.
I'm happy. You're back.
Do you remember the song "I Can't Dance"? I felt so called out by that song.
Okay, I thought you were about
Phil-
to say
was
that
that
I
Phil
reminded you of
Collins?
that
No,
song
no,
and I was
no.
going to leave. I'll
No,
shut this
no,
stream down, baby. I'll turn
burn
us
it down.
I'll turn us around at the next gas station.
It has been a month since I've sat in this chair with you guys. I'm so glad to be back. I heard amazing things about your Cyborg from Orc show, so I'm really glad to hear that you guys had fun with that. But to all of you, we're back with episode 51. We have crossed the half-century mark, or we are crossing the half-century mark with today's episode, and I couldn't be more excited. Before we get started, we want to get the announcements out of the way and such. So we have some amazing sponsors. We have Conlon. Tell us your favorite sponsor. Not your favorite, just a sponsor. Just pick a sponsor. You're all going to get a chance to do this.
I didn't know I was
On
putting
the spot.
spot.
Literally
Oh,
all
I'm
of you.
gonna steal day 20 so that Matt
Do it.
has to do a different one.
So-
Yeah, day 20. They got some great stuff.
That's really a good selling point. Some great stuff.
Yeah. If you
Not
need
just good stuff,
D&D
great
adventures,
stuff.
or I think Matt, you're working on some like Morkborg content or Cyborg content. Some cool
I
stuff
am.
there. All sorts of cool stuff. Check them out on Ko-fi.
And itch.io. I moved all my
And
stuff over
itch.io.
there. So, yeah.
Look at that. I've been gone for a month and I still fucking nailed
You
that.
nailed it. And thank you. You actually saved me. I didn't have to be a cold-hearted capitalist shill for my own stuff.
He's a cold-hearted snake.
Instead,
All right, Matt, you want to do one now? You go
I
ahead.
can do
Pick
it.
one.
Yeah.
Do it.
TA Maps, it's got the maps. you go places and you can send them commissions to make your own fantasy maps of your own places. And it's great. I'm sorry, I'm in cyborg land, and so I was about to fucking launch into some nonsense. Oh man, we will not
How's
be doing
that
the
different
cyborg.
than our normal show?
The nonsense, yes. The ad spots were very different though. But TA Maps is
okay.
really cool. You can ask them to make custom designed maps for your fantasy games. And the bigger the map, the bigger the discount you get when you mention Tails at checkout. So yeah, go over there and check them out. It's a good time.
All right, Melissa.
Another great place is Emberwind. Emberwind is a game that you can customize on your own. There's a lot of cool features, a lot of mods and campaigns. So it's a really cool system that you guys should definitely go check out too.
It summons gunships in Cyborg.
Taylor.
Level 1 Gamers is also one of our incredible sponsors. They've got some really cool stuff, including baby gear, so the entire family can be involved. Some really funny memes, like the tiefling mug. I think that's absolutely incredible.
I have
A
that
lot of
one.
cool stuff.
Adorable.
I love it. I love all their stuff. It's great.
Perfect. And Haley.
I thought almost entirely you were going to go Fernway Dice, so I had organized Level 1 Gamer in my head. So Fernway Dice. Dice,
Look-
beautiful, great, gorgeous. Get you some, and a discount code you mentioned.
Toy!
Toy.
And we can also not forget Buried Without Ceremony,
Yes.
who has the awesome Quiet Ear and some other cool systems that allow you to play with your friends, even without a DM. Like they usually use cards to play with, and they're super cool. And all kinds of chaos can ensue, and it's open to your imagination as to what kind of things happen. It's a lot of fun. I'm so excited to be all this kind of chaos with you guys. It's so good. We have other streams. Matt, are you guys on a break right now? What's going
We
on?
are coming
with,
back. Our re-debut of Tails Does Tales is going to be on Monday. Our new time slot. So it used to be Thursday. Now we will be on Mondays. And at some point in the future, Tales of Misadventure will be back on Sundays.
Excellent. Very excited. And then on Fridays, we still have TPK. Is that still? I've been out of the loop for like a month. I don't even know what's happening. And then
There is a party,
Tails.
and it is total chaos.
It is totally chaotic parties. And then we have, is Tales of Misadventure still
On
Or
Sundays.
are they paused? They're on Sundays. Okay.
I don't think they're back yet, but when they
Okay.
come back, it'll be every other Sunday, I believe.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
I will be actually appearing in some games this time around, and I'm very excited. I've never done Vampire the Masquerade, and we are planning on doing some Vampire the Masquerade over there, and it's the sessions. If Session 0 is any indication, it is going to be levels of unhinged thirst that have not been seen.
That's pretty much what I've understood
Before.
Vampire the Masquerade to be. So.
Yep. It
It's,
might be thirstier than Thirsty Sword Lesbians, which is really saying
Lord.
something.
Oh,
That is going to be, that will be wild. But we are here, and we are excited to be here for episode 51. So I think we should just do it. I think we should get to episode 51. We should hit it.
Do it.
Hard.
quit
With the, no, we're not going to quit it. We got to hit the ground running. How about that? We'll hit the ground running.
We're doing it while running.
Better than windsurfing.
I don't run. No.
It's better than
I
playing
don't
while
sing and I
windsurfing.
don't run.
You can sing. Anyway, let's do it. Let's
Whoever's
go
behind us
back
needs a windbreaker.
to the sunset over Vengalia. I don't. There it is. That was a long delay for it, but it's worth it. When last we left off, the heroes were in the midst of this forest that had been shrouded by a thick fog cover. They had encountered several different creatures. One in this cave where they found the body of the goblin that they had been looking for, Durar. It's been a long time since I've said that name.
It's your name.
It's my name, and it's yeah, thick cover. And in that cave, they encountered a creature that they discovered to be named the Hungry. They were able to locate some unicorn hair in this cupboard and this cave, as well as some magical items. And they also found the solar flare flower in the morning. At least Yuri found the solar flare flower. Solar flare. I'm gonna get my tongue where I didn't do vocal exercises before we started.
See, you thought I was joking with that stuff. It's important.
It is. Loose lip sync ships. Anyway, after the cave, they went exploring more because the fog had not receded, and they still needed to find the daisy cap mushroom to complete their task that had been set before them for the Thieves Guild. Searching through the forest, they started to feel this sense of loneliness and this sense of loss in them. Each of them ultimately leading to Void running off into the distance. And then they kind of ended up finding this field of giant mushrooms that turned out to be the daisy cap mushrooms. But in that field, they encountered two more creatures very similar in stature to the Hungry. These ones were the Lonely and the Lost. After the encounter with that, they searched a little farther as they found these pillars of stone that appeared to have sigils of all the deities inscribed upon them, and leading to this flat wall. But something about it seemed off, and they discovered there was a secret entrance. They opened the secret entrance through use of one of the sigils and made their way down a set of stairs. And that is where we are picking up today. It's been a month since we've done this, guys. Are you all ready?
I'm ready.
Sure.
You reach the bottom of the stairs and you see a door that had collapsed, but above you is a arch that goes over this entryway, and you see a man-made walls. And as you enter this room, we can go ahead and pull up the map. As you enter the room, you see a lot of the room itself has collapsed. You see this giant spherical object hovering about 6 inches off the ground, surrounded by gold decorations. You see some statues on the walls. What are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna lick it.
Gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
Steal the Declaration of Independence.
I'm gonna very cautiously and stealthily make my way over to it and just.
So go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
Stealth. 16.
Okay. As you move towards the sphere, make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, piss. Oh, 19.
Okay. You feel this flash in your head, almost like a blinding pain that passes quickly. There's no damage or anything like that, but you feel a flash in your head.
What was that? Can I see anything that, like any mechanisms that may give off that pulse?
Make a, I guess, investigation or perception, depending on how deeply you're looking.
Pretty closely.
Okay, then investigation check for me.
18.
Okay. As you look around, nothing that you can see would give off any kind of, there's no like magical item or physical item that you see around that would trigger any kind of response like that.
Guys, just be careful around this thing. And then I'm going to move on and start looking at the table at the back.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Does the orb have any like symbols on it or anything? Because it's a floating orb.
Yes. Go ahead. And are you going to approach it then?
Yeah, I'll approach it.
Okay. Make a con save.
Yep. It's been more than 10 minutes since the fight, right?
Yeah, with the amount of time
Okay.
it took you guys to discover everything and work your way down here, absolutely.
Okay. And if it's dark, I would cast light on my ring so that people have
Okay.
an easier time seeing.
Okay. What is the radius for your light?
I can figure that out. That is a mega fail on the saving throw, by the way. It's 20 feet of bright and 20 feet of dim past that. So
Okay.
40 feet total radius. I got new dice for Void. So far, natural 1.
Nice.
Oh,
Um,
no!
As you approach the token, you also feel a tremendous flash in your head, but it drops you to your knees.
That's not the fun kind of pain.
There's a fun kind?
Well, ask nicely. And Void is still in their feminine, like, broken lines with gold form, but their hair is, rather than the original white, it is black and sort of jagged looking.
Okay. As you approach the sphere, make your religion check, please.
What is happening?
My stomach growled really loud. Very loud.
I could almost keep it together until you went hungry.
The dice are feeling that one a little bit better. That is a 22 on religion.
As you approach it, yes, there are symbols all over this thing. It appears, though, that it's not just symbols. It appears to be telling, like, some sort of warning or... what languages do you speak?
Oh, not many. Let me see.
Can I also have gone up?
Yes, make a con save.
Common, Draconic, and Gnomish.
Okay, so you would recognize some of the religious symbols, so you wouldn't know more than that. You would see occasionally like a deity symbol listed in here, but beyond that, you don't understand what's being said. But it appears that there's a lot of scroll work with it, and it's in a language you don't know.
Does it look like there's pretty equal representation across the pantheon? Or it's not like all evil gods or all good gods. It's pretty much everybody.
It's one evil god,
Yeah.
and the rest is good alignments, or at least
Neutral.
There's neutral. There is one other god that's on there that is, I guess, technically evil, and that would be a certain ruler of the 9 hells. His name is also on there. Asmodeus.
I would call a chorus forward, just suspecting that this is likely in celestial or infernal. It's like, I can't read this. Can you?
I got a 13 on my con save.
You are also brought to your knees with that flash of blinding pain.
Ow.
Yeah,
Thought
that was.
gonna go differently.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah, I can read Celestial, Common, Draconic, Infernal, and Primordial. So.
Perfect. This is in celestial, and as you read it, you see that this is basically a story / warning of this is the prison that holds the soul or the burgeoning spirit of Natis, the god of destruction. This orb is super protected by enchantments. Everybody go ahead and make a perception check. Those of you who are near the orb, which I think is only the 2 of you right now, make an investigation check separate with that.
Okay, so a perception and an investigation for us.
For those, yes.
I lost my die off my desk.
I
got
got an 8.
23 on perception.
Okay.
8.
Okay. Edie?
Edie got a 2 14, so a 12 for investigation and a 15 for perception.
Okay. Void and Chorus?
9 for perception and 17 for investigation.
Okay, which is good. That's fine. That stands to reason.
8 for perception.
Yep.
Yeah.
And 18 for investigation.
Which
so,
checks out. You guys are right by the
We're
orb.
focused
You
on the
are-
sphere.
Yeah. Of course, definitely concerned.
Everybody but Chorus, Void, and Alma recognize there are several skeletons on the ground that look like they've been here for a long time. They all appear to be having worn some sort of robes that have long since, disintegrated and started decaying. But you see skeletons. The 2 of you by the orb specifically don't see that at all. And Alma, I think you're still by the entrance and just haven't moved far enough in to really make any note of that.
Yeah, I haven't moved at all.
On the orb for the investigation, you guys, along with all that, see several. They look like pieces that have been put in place, as kind of like locks, and there is one missing.
Void, I think we should back up a little bit.
I agree.
You also see the missing piece.
I do. I'll back up in a moment. I want to get enough. I'm going to pull out the book that Edie got me that I've been redoing all of my religious text into. And I want to take a small. Void is not an artist, but is going to do a small rendering of what these seals kind of look like. To try and that way, if we ever stumble across one, we've at least got It's not an etching. I don't want to touch the orb. But I want to draw what I think whatever this locking mechanism would look like.
Sorry, one more time. What was that? Taylor was, needing her token fixed, so I was fixing it.
You goobers in your recorded chat with your emojis popping into the side.
You goobers.
You goobers. I want to take a sketch of what that missing piece would look like if it looks similar to like the other ones that are on there.
So each of the pieces is its own thing.
Okay.
So each piece has a different shape, and they all appear to be tied into a deity. So something very similar to the sigil of a deity or something like that is being used as part of the locks. Of course, did you have...
What does the missing one look like?
Yeah, could we figure out by process of elimination what the missing one is?
Make a, I'll say, intelligence check.
You sure about that?
I'm sure.
You don't want like the dexterity, strength.
Do we want? Hold on. Do we
Stats?
want one of us to have advantage as we're helping each other?
Go for it. Go for it.
Do we want to...
See, the problem with this is that even though I have the higher modifier, I'm also... Well, actually, I think we're both equally cursed on dice rolls. So
yeah,
we'll
very,
see.
very
This
much
is
so
true
when
luck.
it comes to these
We're-
kinds of rolls.
We're truly gambling. Okay. 14.
Okay. You see a lot of the main gods represented. The one that appears to be missing is the symbol itself. That would be... So you've seen, like, in the scroll work and in the warning, you saw all the deity sigils and stuff represented, but the locks also appear to match up with those. And every one is represented except Natis. So his sigil is there in the warning, but the piece that would be his lock is missing.
But it's his
It's hourglass
soul.
shaped. It's his soul being held in the thing currently.
So it's probably fine? Because why would he give the lock to his own prison?
Yeah, unless it's the exact opposite, and his lock being gone means it's easier for him to get out.
Right. That's the thing is, did each of the gods make the lock and then put it there? Or did someone else make it on their behalf? Can I look at like the area surrounding that missing part and see if there's any like tool marks or
Sure.
there wouldn't be fingerprints probably, but anything that evidence of like someone taking it out.
Yeah. As you look at it, it does appear that there is some wear around the edges, showing that there had been something in there at one point and it was removed.
So someone did take this.
It's concerning.
It's very concerning.
Would it be safe to assume that all the pieces were needed to release him, or none of the pieces to release him?
Make a religion check.
Oh, I don't know if Yuri's good at that. Yes, she is. The hell is
Can
that?
he just
7.
have been gone searching through bodies? by the way?
Edie, you absolutely can make a con save as you move away from the door.
I'll follow Edie just so that
Make a
she's
con
not
save
by
as you...
herself.
Yep, make a con save.
Would I be able to
Okay.
also do that religion check? Because that would also be what I'm wondering is,
Sure.
23.
does the absence of locks or presence of locks be good? Ooh.
23. Okay, you feel the flash, but it doesn't. Again, it kind of like, oh, what was that kind of thing more than any real pain.
19.
Same. You're okay just to get that flash.
I got a dirty.
But Alma, to you, the flash has almost like a familiar sense to it.
I'm gonna kind of be looking around and stuff to try and gauge how it's familiar.
It just feels like a touch you felt before.
I'm gonna
Not like a
kind
physical touch, but like a connection of some sort.
Is it leading me anywhere in particular, or is it just more of like a present feeling?
Make an intelligence check.
I'm so smart.
I got a dirty 20 on religion.
And then what did Yuri get?
7.
Ooh,
7. Okay.
I got a 17 for intelligence.
Okay. It didn't feel like it was trying to lead you so much as trying to make a connection to share something with you. With the religion check, you specifically in your field of studies and your line of existing, your class of Inquisitor, you've kind of made it your habit to hunt down people, and you kind of are aware how traps and prisons work. All locks secure things. So if you have everything locked, it's the most secure it can be. As you remove locks, it removes levels of security. So no locks would be very, 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 very bad, but less locks still makes it less secure. So one missing lock, maybe not so bad, but if more go missing, it could mean things pretty, depending on how powerful the entity being contained is, it could be bad.
Super bad news.
What did you roll on your, Edie, you rolled something. What were you rolling for? Was it in checking the bodies? So as you check the bodies, Edie, which one are you going to first?
Just
They're literally spread all over.
I was
And
just
there
gonna
are,
go left to the first one that I saw.
okay, perfect. So it's literally like in that first left corner. It looks like he had kind of set up against the wall and like kind of hands on knees, and then as they felt, like kind of collapsed over. You see the skeleton. It looks pretty old. Make I'll take a medicine check here for the sake of.
9.
9.
Oh no.
They've been dead for a long time. You're not good with years or numbers. They've been dead for a while. The skeleton
left on this one.
is very humanoid. It is smaller though. It's actually closer to your height, and very stocky bones. Not sure how familiar you are with the mortal race or the mortal plane or the material plane races, but short and stocky. This one, the robes were a forest green color. They have disintegrated and they're very dirty. You do see the remains of a necklace with a sigil on it that matches Aruna's symbol. It's also started rusting and pitting and decaying, showing that it's been here for quite a while.
That's going in the pocket.
Okay.
And I literally just want to keep moving on to each of the bodies. While everyone's looking at this big orb, I'm kind of skirting the out things.
Okay. As you go through, basically, you see representatives of the major pantheons here.
And they're all wearing different
They're-
but same robes?
They're all correct. So they're all wearing religious style robes, probably clerical robes. And they all have a sigil for who they represent. And they all look like the door was down here. You guys had to open it from the outside. You're not sure if there's a way out from the inside.
And they all are sitting against a wall or laying mostly as if they've died from being trapped down here.
Correct. Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Not
And so
from
you
something.
exactly. So going through, you would see Aruna. You would see Breath. Oh no, not Breath. Kruthir, the god of creation. You would see Dyrus. You would see Matrix. You would see all the main deities represented.
And
the then
door
Asmodeus
going
as well.
into this room, how you said that there was a door, there isn't one now.
Correct.
But is there debris blown in? Is it broken off? Is it?
There was no door here. Sorry, there was walls. Some of the walls have started collapsing. There's an arch over this entryway. The door itself was what you guys walked through with
and how did we get through that door?
there was a pillar on the outside that had a sigil thing that you pressed in. It was the
Okay,
trickster
cool.
god.
Yep, yeah. Great.
Is
Cool. There was a magic. It wasn't. There was a magic door. I was just like, how did we? You know what I mean? How did it? Could you get out? Could you get back in?
Correct. So it would stand to reason that they probably, if they came in here, left the door open and somebody closed it while they were still in here.
Yeah.
And the door is currently still open, right
The
behind
door
us.
is still currently open behind you. Yep.
Okay.
that we know of right
Is
now.
there, because Yuri's made her way to the back of the room, to the table. Are there any scrolls, texts, like what's on
What
the table?
languages does Yuri speak?
Yuri speaks Common, Elvish, Thieves' Cant, and Undercommon.
Then yes, you do understand some of the scrolls, as some of them are in Elvish. This does appear to be a temple that was here long, long ago, towards the beginning of creation. You understand that this is where the gods, through help of their followers, put a stop to the rise of Natis as he was trying to take over and destroy everything, because Natis is the god of destruction. So this is where he was. As mortals, they were not able to destroy him, but through help with the gods, they were able to contain him. So they came down here to perform that containment ceremony after kind of pummeling it into a kind of submissive state where he was rendered helpless for a time, and then they contained his spirit. And that's what you see in some of those scrolls, is that this is what was happening. That's what you gather these people were here for.
Okay. I don't think we should be touching anything. This was clearly what?
As Yuri is saying that, I think Chorus is actively touching the symbol of Matrix on the big orb.
And
God.
Edie is like collecting things off of dead bodies and putting
Yeah.
them in her pocket.
Would I
like-
see Chorus reaching for the matrix symbol?
I would imagine so, yeah.
Yeah.
He's standing right next to you.
I think I'm just gonna reach over and touch your shoulder. Just be like, it might require a devotee. Well, you might not classify yourself like that, but just, keys and locks, careful.
True. Yeah, I'm still gonna touch it.
Oh.
Valid.
Unbelievable.
As you touch it, make another con save.
Mm.
7.
As you touch it, the piece itself crumbles and disintegrates.
Oh,
And
yep.
you are blasted across the room into the wall. And you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, not awful, but
Horace!
Nobody touch the orb.
Hey, now
especially if you
we
believe
know.
in a god. Ow.
Now,
And you feel Void. As you see this, you see the orb itself shudder almost a little bit.
mm-hmm. Okay, well now we know a lot of data points. Okay, now we know that we can't put the locks back once undone. So, the first one, that ship has sailed. The second one, ship has probably sailed as well. Second thing we know, nobody touched this at all. Especially, third thing, Chorus, do you actually hate the gods?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure how this works. I still believe in them, I just don't think they're worth it.
See, now the scientist in me terribly wants to touch one of these that isn't Ishki's.
You know, I was
Void?
thinking the same thing. What if I touch one that's not Matrix and we see what
Right.
happens?
No.
Yes.
Boys, people,
How many locks are there? How many of these can we go through?
Yes, how fucked would we be if we just one more for science?
both of you.
There were a total of 12 locks. There are now 10.
Ooh, that's bad numbers. That's
Yes,
real low
yes.
numbers.
that's why we leave it alone. We don't touch it. While all this is happening, I'm actually too distracted, I think, by that connection to notice Chorus just yeet across the room. I want to try and like. I'm actually gonna wander away from Edie because I feel like Alma would be a bit distracted trying to pinpoint what it is. So I'm just gonna kind of investigate the room on my own.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check then.
Okay. Let's see if I do better. Yeet. That's a 4.
You walk around, and your mind is just so preoccupied with everything in this room, with the feeling of that, like, what is that connection? What is happening? You don't see anything really that's jumping out at you.
You'll see Alma get like visibly frustrated with trying to pinpoint it. So.
Is something the matter, Alma?
Call it a hunch, but there's something here. I can't put my finger on it, though.
Well, yes, we've learned from Quoras, let's not put our fingers on things in this room. I'm gonna activate my... Where did I... I'm gonna do detect alignment.
Okay.
I'm just gonna see if anything registers as being within 60 feet of me.
Nothing in this room is currently giving off anything.
When you say something's here, is that like a... I'm not sensing anything. Not living, at least.
I just can't put my finger on it. With getting closer to the orb, it's almost like something very familiar tried reaching out. Trying to tell me something.
What sort of deity would have familiarity with you?
Only Boz, as far as I'm concerned. It's all I studied. Anything beyond that would be far beyond me. Maybe it's not a god. Maybe it's something else, but... I have no idea what it is. I feel more determined now with talking to Void about it, so I kind of wanted to take like another second glance around the room.
Sure. Go ahead.
So let's hope investigation goes a little better.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a 10.
I mean, it's a little better. As you search, you feel this pull towards a little pile of rubble that is actually close to where Quoras slammed into by one of the statues.
How convenient. Thanks, Quoras. I'm gonna walk over and I'll just like pat Quoras on the shoulder just as a hope you're doing okay, buddy kind of gesture. And I'm gonna start pulling away at the rubble and stuff, just kind of digging for it.
Okay. As you pull that stuff all away, you see the handle of a weapon sticking out of the wall.
It's sticking out of the wall?
Right, like it had been propped up and it's now been like knocked over under the rubble. It's sticking out from the remains of it after you move some things.
Okay. I'm gonna like glance over to Void and Quoras and just be like, this is it.
It's not on the
Maybe
sphere,
one
so
of us-
you could touch it if you... Oh,
I was just gonna say maybe one of us that doesn't have a connection to the just, you know,
true.
touching the things in the room with the gods seems like a precaution, might be a good idea. But maybe one of us, I don't know, maybe the connection's important. Who knows?
Yuri, can you try and touch it with that little weird arcane thing that you do?
Yeah, of course I can. And I'll summon my mage hand. And attempt to pull
Can your
sword
mage
out.
hand do more than? It's not a sword. It's just a handle.
Oh, I'll
Um,
pull the handle out. Beg your pardon.
Can your mage hand do more than 5 pounds?
Uh,
Is it
I
10?
do 10 pounds.
Okay. You pull, and at first there's a lot of resistance, and then it finally gives way, and it literally is just the haft of some weapon. But there are runes all up and down the haft that talk about Boz and tie into Boz.
I'll like reach out to take a hold of it from the mage hand and just kind of examine it.
Is there?
I'm gonna pull it back. And just look, don't touch.
Is there a lock somewhere on the sphere that has the symbol of Boz on it?
There is, and the lock is in place.
Okay. I think it's fine if she touches that. Just don't touch that. That, not that.
I don't think we should be touching anything.
Okay, then maybe we should. Are we satisfied that we've looked at everything in here? Because judging by these bodies, it's a one-way trip.
Yes. And I was going to say before Quoras got thrown across the room that we should get out of here. If this is containing the soul of the god of destruction and you've already destroyed one lock, being here is not a safe place.
It's just this room, right? There's like nothing
There's
else past
no
this.
outside hallways, nothing else. It's literally
Okay.
just this room.
Can I go investigate the table where all those notes are?
You can?
Can I do a quick little detect portal?
Yeah. With the detect portal, you absolutely see that this sphere is some sort of portal itself, connecting to some other plane.
Oh boy.
The table, you see the scrolls and religious elements, things that would have been used in the ceremony to do this containing. As you guys are standing around the sphere, you all feel the pulse again. And this time, you also sense that there's this level of connection. It's not so much pain as it's just trying to establish connection. And again, Alma, it feels very familiar.
With connecting a little bit more and realizing the handle has like writings with Boz on it, am I going to be a little more familiar with what this sensation is?
You can make a religion check with advantage.
Okay. Let's do. Please.
Any papers that look like they contain information on how this thing was done? I'm just scooping those up and putting.
Yeah,
them
the everything that Yuri was looking at originally in Elvish talks about the process and things that they were going through to try to contain it.
That's an 11.
I'm scooping all
Even
that
with
up.
advantage?
I'm
Oh.
going to
Yeesh.
just I'm just doing my new dice, like screw D&D Beyond. So
Is Edie wearing like all the sigils that she's collecting? Are they all like around her neck?
Yeah, I was gonna say. So Edie's once she got to about the second or third body, she decided to cast detect magic because she thought, oh, they're searching a bit more now. And yes, she wants to collect as many necklaces as she.
So none of the necklaces are magic, but you can absolutely collect them. But
But anything else, I just wanted to make sure nothing pinged as I was running around.
the handle of the weapon gives off a faint glow, but almost like a dying glow. Like it can be magical, but it's not.
I like
I'm gonna grab-
skip, and as I like pass, I'm like, oh, that's pretty, and
And then obviously the orb and stuff has so much magic radiating off it.
Big magic.
oh, that's extra pretty. What the fuck? Didn't see that one first. As I skip past Alma, I'm like, that's magic, but I think it's dying, and I just keep skipping.
dying.
I want to grab the other magic sword so bad.
Where's the other magic sword?
As of
There's no sword.
Yuri's-
It's
Oh, it was
The
a
handle,
handle,
the
whatever.
handle.
It's a haft. It's like a wooden haft.
Oh.
Well, Yuri's
an
holding
axe.
it like in her.
Or an axe or something that would use a longer hafted.
Is
Right.
there?
You're not.
Wait, what? Not.
Yuri's keeping it out of reach in her mage hands.
I feel like a little kid who's like reaching, like, yeah.
Gib.
Yep.
Gib.
I'm scooping all those papers up into the bag of holding.
Okay.
Well, if
Alma, with your role, you do know this feels like a touch from your deity that they are trying to make contact.
I think I am supposed to have that.
and by all means, you can have it when we get out of here. I do not particularly want to spend my semi-immortal life trapped down here.
What? Because I'm curious as to if Alma's patron is the goddess of the moment of death, and this is a not a god stuck in like a transient space of life and death. Might be good that she touches it down here. However, one of us should leave the room to make sure that there's someone to open up the door if it closes.
I do
I
second
volunteer.
that one.
Okay. But you've got the handle. What are you gonna do?
Put it
Oh,
down
I'm going
gently.
to... No.
Now
I'm going to keep holding on to it. I'm going to keep it out of everyone's reach until I'm back up the stairs, and then I'm going to slowly lower it to the ground, and I'm going to be, like, by the door bracing it, which is not the smartest thing, because Yuri ain't strong.
Well, it's a sliding, like, concrete, almost like
Oh, I thought it
thing. No,
slid
it was...
open.
It,
Oh,
like,
that
split
way.
open the ground and slid, yeah.
Oh.
But you know which mask to turn over. It would be Ishki's, so you would know which one to open again
Willow's.
if it.
It was
Or
Willow's.
Willow,
Was
sorry,
Willow's.
not Ishki's. So we know that one at least.
Can I
Cool, Yuri's
take
still going
out
to stay up there.
Eulogy?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Is anything happening with Eulogy?
No?
Nothing out of the ordinary? Okay, cool.
Nope.
Had a moment there.
Does eulogy look like it's dying when I look at the
Nope.
magic?
And it's not so much that it's dying, it's more that it's incomplete, so it's not it's
It
almost
looks like it's like a flickering light or something like
Yeah.
that. Like,
it's not
yeah.
like
To
it's
Edie,
just
that
not
looks like
complete.
it's dying.
Okay, fair. That's fair.
Mhm.
So yeah, the heft is on the floor now, and Yuri's up by the entrance.
Can you explain to me what words you're saying right now?
Haft. H-A-F-T.
Oh. Whatever that long wooden thingamabob is, it's on the floor now.
It's a handle. It's like a wooden handle
Yeah.
for a weapon of some kind.
All right, with
It's one of them D&D words. Crenellated. Ensconced.
I thought you were saying halved.
halved.
I have to haft.
And I was like,
I have to have.
I have to have that haft.
Okay. So with Yuri making her way up outside of the whole thing, I'm gonna walk over towards it and kneel down and reach out to grab it.
Okay. As you reach out and grab it,
I'm holding all 20 necklaces.
you feel this moment where you kind of freeze in place. And this vision starts flying before your eyes. Everything else blacks out around you. You don't pass out or anything, but you totally lose sight of everything in the room. You are taken to this moment many years in the past. You are still in this room. And you see all of these people gathered here, performing this ceremony, this ritual, to encase this evil god within this sphere. You see all of them pouring in life energy and magic and all of these things combined to lock this being in place. And you notice that one of the people that's there keeps looking around as what everybody else is doing. And once the ceremony appears to be completed, or just about completed, they yank out the sigil, the lock for Natis, and run up the stairs and slam the lock to the doors, shutting everyone in here. You watch as a fast-forwarded version of time now transpires, as the people that are in here slowly starve to death. You then see some of them start to turn into these beings which you have encountered. The hungry, the lost, and then you see one that you have not seen before. Just super, super angry. All of you are not here. It's just you watching as these beings somehow manage to find their way out. You see that there's one that you've not encountered. Maybe that's the reason. Some of the lesser ones have turned into these little hop-along ones that are not very scary, but there's one that's very intimidating, very scary, that you have not encountered. You get the idea that the beings that were trapped in here, many of them became those entities that you've freed by death. You're not sure if there's another way to free them, but you now understand maybe why they are lonely or lost or hungry. But one is very, very angry. Then it changes. The vision now shows you the handle that you are holding in your hand. But in your vision, it's not just a handle. It's a completed weapon. You see a warhammer head resting on this. You see an end cap that looks like it possesses some sort of something. And you hear a voice saying, "Complete it." Your vision fades, and you're back in the room with everyone else.
You'll kind of see, like, all the color will kind of be gone. Alma has pink skin, like soft pink skin, and you'll see it's actually turning rather pale from the shock of the vision, so. And she's kind of got this 1,000-yard stare going on, just trying to register and process everything. So I'm still, like, down on the ground, just holding it, so.
Alma. Vengalia to Alma. Hello.
Vengalia to Alma.
Can't say Earth. Not there.
You don't know.
I like that the space analogy of that is not a problem.
Yep. Space still exists.
There's a lot we have to talk about.
Do we need to talk about it in here, or can we retreat past the safety of the door that could kill us?
I need some air. I'm gonna, like, stand up and just kind of start walking towards the stairs. Let's go. This is a dark place here.
Before we leave, Edie, which body did you get that one off of? And Void's gonna point at the Ishki symbol, assuming there is one.
I run back over to the Ishki body and grab the little skeleton arm and I wave it.
Perfect.
This one.
Thank you.
After the vision, Alma's just gonna be like,
I'm just sad there's no weekend at Bernie's
You
happening.
didn't tell Edie about the vision, so she doesn't know anything.
no, she's like almost trying to like keep her stomach in one piece, just.
If we're
12.
leaving
Was
this,
there still 12 bodies here though?
There were still 12 bodies, yes.
12, not 11.
Is this so?
Sorry, yes, 11. My
11.
bad.
Sorry,
Yes,
11.
I'm gonna math out your mystery, sir. No.
if,
I'll play your game, you rogue.
if we're leaving,
Get me out of that.
should we, I don't know, close this off somehow? Do we want to come back here ever, or is this more of a forget we ever saw this and just move on, pretend like we didn't potentially cause the destruction of the Earth by removing one of the locks, kind of things?
There's only
Possibly go
one.
wrong.
Yeah. Just a little more destruction in the world. Right?
Slightly
Not-
more.
Not like a
Slightly.
lot more.
But we know. We know now. And knowing is interesting. We've had a holy visitation, as it were.
Knowing is half the conflict.
G.I.
11 more people to come down here, and that's gonna take a while, right?
10 more.
10 more. Shit.
Well, unless one person can just sort of touch them all really quickly. And,
A true polytheist,
you know.
yes.
Well, we didn't really determine if it had anything to do with the religion.
That's true.
Or...
Yeah.
Really, we should have touched
Well, I
one
mean-
more, but
I feel like we
very
should.
much had.
I desperately want to know. I desperately want to touch one more, but I think
No,
it's a
you don't.
bad idea.
Yeah.
I
To be
mean,
fair. Oh, go ahead. Edie.
no, I mean, if someone really likes all those gods and has spent all the effort to do that to come down here to release this god that they obviously love, then maybe they earned it, right?
In my opinion,
Right?
another god in the world would be very bad, especially one that is the god of destruction. Although,
But like,
god of
there's
destruction.
god of wars that are still alive, right? And there's gods of death that are still alive, and not everyone's just dead, and not everyone is in war, right?
true.
War
But-
serves a purpose, as does death. Destruction,
Destruction.
for its own sake, is. It only leads one direction.
The gods don't really agree on much usually, and the fact that they all got together to put that one behind whatever that was does make me think maybe. You know what? Actually, I'm kind of convincing myself here. Maybe it is a good idea to free the destruction god. Maybe it'll kill the other gods.
Yes, but with also collateral damage is the thing, and
Yeah.
here's the thing. If you really believe that and you want it to happen, as a friend, I just ask you to leave it in a note and wait until I'm dead to pull that off. Okay?
Yeah, I'm not like fully convinced yet. I'm just thinking out loud here.
Besides, we know where it is. We can always come back, theoretically.
That's why I'm wondering if maybe we like collapse the walls or something so that people can't get back in without significant effort.
If we break off Willow's mask so the door can't be.
Or I have an idea. But first, Void's just going to rearrange the bones so that they are in a more respectful posture and say a quick prayer. Thank you for guarding your secrets well. You live on. And just taps the forehead and then, okay. So here's the plan. Instead of doing any actual large, big damage that could undo the magic of whatever this weird door is that only goes one direction, what if we play 4-dimensional dragon chess with whoever comes after us, and we put a fake riddle upstairs?
That could buy us some time for whoever might try to come in.
I mean, theoretically, the odds of anyone else coming to this exact spot and then figuring out the same exact riddle as us, it's already low, right? Like, we showed up, and all of that stuff was still in there, and it's been here since the dawn of time, it looks like. So,
But we stumbled upon it. What if someone's actively looking for it?
and that's why we put a fake riddle here, so that anyone who's that much of a treasure seeker will, in their hubris, say, the riddle, I'll just solve this riddle. And it points them way the fuck off in a completely different direction, and they waste their time doing that, and they're far away from here.
What if they just blow up the door?
I don't know how the magic works, so that could, yes. There's only so much we can do.
Very true.
When you say upstairs, you're just at the top. Like the opening, like it literally just
Yeah.
pushed the. It was literally just push the sigil or flip it. I don't remember which one we did, and it opened. Like it wasn't like a riddle or anything like that. You
Right.
found it because you looked from above.
Yes, but with that's the thing, is that we looked from above, and it was like, I remember there was I can't remember the exact way that we clued into the mask being a thing, but we had to figure that out still. So if we put something that is more obvious in the area, but wrong, then no one would theoretically look for those other things.
We could even like point them to like a very far away place.
Exactly.
Like, you found the first clue. Good job. Now go all the way over here.
Yes, the Declaration of Independence is actually in a different location.
You'll need Benjamin Franklin's glasses.
Yes.
Out of all of the things, was there one that was the answer? The necklace? Like the willow? Is that one of them?
Was Willow one of the 12?
Yes.
So, because the willow mask is what you're supposed to be looking for, maybe we put this willow mask somewhere else.
I think we should take those.
Take a note to it?
Yeah, take the
can
holy
I
symbols.
can I hear from where I am?
We should be back up there, right?
Yeah, if you guys went back
okay.
upstairs. then
We've been
yes.
walking and talking back up to the out of the danger zone.
Alma said to leave. Did you see where we could find the rest of the hammer? Wait, you didn't tell us about that. Never mind.
He hasn't spoken yet.
Yeah, Alma, you share what you were thinking. I'll start making a cipher, and Void's just going to start like scratching out some chicken scratch and planning out like some esoteric stupid riddle that someone that's smarter than us will waste all of their time on.
Are you guys closing the door?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a hell yes.
As you close the door,
Before me or Chorus get any other bad ideas.
you see it
Yes.
slide shut, and it was previously mostly covered like in grass and shrubbery. That's all been torn up. It's very obvious now that that this opened.
So what you're saying is we need a shrubbery.
No,
least
not
one.
the us.
At
Just
least
start,
one.
Shrubbery.
I just start kicking at trees and bushes until they're all like come loose, and I start dragging them over the top of the
Yeah, I'm gonna help
over the
Edie
door.
Perfect.
try and cover it, moss and whatever to try and look like it's been undisturbed.
Make a
And then I
survival
wanna-
check.
Do you see destruction hindering us right now as I kick the bushes?
Make a survival check. Okay.
Yeah, we're seeing how well you camouflage.
A
I'm
14.
gonna go find.
A 13.
It's not terrible. I mean, you absolutely
Not great.
You can't uproot bushes from one place and transport them to another without leaving some sign, but it's not awful.
I'm gonna go find another like section of wall that has shrubbery and stuff on it, and like rip all that up and put it back so it looks like that bit's also.
My God.
Just throw them off the trail.
I love the overkill. Perfect. Okay.
There's no,
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
There's no consistency.
Make a survival check for yourself too, just to see how well you emulate it.
23.
Okay. It matches exactly the other one now. It takes a good
You
while. though.
copied our terrible mess exactly.
It takes, you're spending like an hour or so to really, a couple hours to do this to make it look like that. Especially since there's no like cement wall. You're like having to rip up the turf and stuff yourself. You're landscaping at its finest here.
Can I also then, if no one else has done it, try and pry the willow mask off? So like there's actually no activation thing.
If you would like to, you can try and make a strength check.
Can we so slightly retcon and say before they laid down all the shrubbery, we like pushed the willow mask to see if the door reopened?
It does.
Might be doing this for another. Okay, cool. Good. Just double check that the door is still a door.
Don't accidentally push that bloody button while you're trying to take it off, please. Just ruined all that.
It's a natural one.
Oh no.
Actually, strength check, it's a 0.
Well, at least you don't push it. But you fall over. You like try to grip, you just can't
that
get a grip on it.
tracks.
There's just nothing to like really get a grip on.
You will speak nothing of this.
Are you saying that to the mask?
No, I'm saying that to the group.
Oh, okay. All right, who are you talking to?
Any other time, and you'd just be seeing Edie over the top of her mobile phone, just like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Edie's casting sending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing
Supposed to be real.
seeing Yuri struggle with the mask, could I try and use my Tinker's kit to like whip up a quick glue and just like epoxy up the gap that it functions like? Because if it's like a press or anything, there's some distance between it and whenever it activates. Just kludging that up so it doesn't really give.
You can absolutely try to do that. Yeah. Make a tinkering check for me.
With Dex or Int?
I'd say this is going to be intelligence. And what are you trying to use to make this adhesive?
The tinkering kit has like basic adhesive stuff in
Okay.
it.
Okay.
As part of your like ability to tinker. So it'd be Int plus proficiency. Ooh. 16.
You whip up a reasonable adhesive. You're not sure how long it will last. The mask itself is fit very flush to the wall, so there's not a whole lot of space. You can't like get it back in there, but you can absolutely put some around to try to gum up the works.
Perfect.
And you apply it. You're not sure how effective it will be long term, but it's on there.
Better than nothing. And I have who's good at calligraphy, specifically into stonework?
If you do it first, I can copy it really well.
Excellent.
And I
And
pull out my cartographer's tools because I've got all pens in there.
Void's just gonna rip out one of the pages and hand Edie a little sigil. So I've put sigils together in Draconic that all should, if you rearrange them, make a phrase that eventually, if unciphered, using a simple replacement cipher, will point them in a direction 1,000 miles from here.
So, I just need to copy this exactly, right? Because I don't
Copy that exactly onto one of the stones and we'll put one symbol, put it in kind of a hard place to look, to find, so that they see one, and it's like, oh, maybe there's others, and they go around looking at all these stones, and it's like, these hidden symbols on the stones, and it's just complete bullshittery.
Yep. Edie stands up and looks at all the rocks. She immediately has absolutely no idea what a difficult hiding place would be. So she's just gonna pick one, and then she's gonna do like 4 steps and 2 turns, and then draw it on the other side of another rock as well.
All right. Do we'll say a Dex check for this one. Or performance. I'll let you do either one.
Ooh. 20, dirty 20.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's very good. It's very official looking, and you're very pleased with the results.
I don't know what it means, but it looks pretty.
Now,
Great.
are you guys going to listen to Alma's story?
Alma has a
I kinda-
story?
Assumed that Alma was telling us this while we were like doing
Yeah.
all of these chores.
It's
I
nice
wanted,
having
to, I wanted to
friends.
let Alma put it into her words.
It's nice having friends, guys. Friends that listen, that pay attention. No, I'm kidding, obviously. Alma's gonna actually like sit on a spare rock just to kind of collect herself a little bit, and she's gonna have the haft, the haft
of the weapon?
haft. Thank you. She's gonna hold it in between like both hands and have it like rest on her lap. Just because after the visions, she's gonna mentally think that this piece of wood is like heavier than it is, and like she can't hold it upright. She's just gonna like take a minute for herself and then just look up at the rest of the group and just start by saying, Boz showed me a vision. She showed me what happened. Why there was all the bodies there.
And
They had a traitor in their midst. one of them looked twitchy, shifty, very on edge. All the other followers of all the patrons, the 12 that we saw, they were pouring their life into this seal. And at the end, one of them grabbed the lock of Natis, ran, and sealed them all inside. They couldn't get out. They got hungry and tired and slowly succumbed to their demise. And some even came back as our friends we've run into.
The creatures that we've just fought
Yes.
that killed me.
Yes.
Almost killed.
Well, I was saved.
But Boz also told me I needed to complete the Warhammer. Apparently it is a Warhammer of sorts. Or at least this is the first piece of it.
And the head wasn't down there?
No. This was all that was there. I don't have any idea where the other pieces are, though. Or how many.
Not yet,
Well,
anyway.
we can look. We can look for them. Not here.
There is also one beast we haven't run into.
Oh.
And-
Becketeru, save us.
I think it's the worst of them all.
Great!
All the more reason to get out of here.
Or to camp down and rest.
Yeah, I feel like we could probably use a quick break. Also, got a celestial weapons guy. If you want to talk to him about your axe, hammer thing. He knew about my sword. I'm not really sure about anything else.
It would be good to know. It'd be more information than what we have now.
Still foggy out here.
It's still foggy, yes.
Well, we're not going to be able to successfully complete our mission until this guy is dead, right, though?
We have our ingredients. Mission complete. Can we please go back to Saison?
If we are worried about anyone knowing and having access to this place, and you're right that the followers that were here have transformed into these abominations, then I think it's clear that we must purge the remainder.
I agree.
Unless we'll protect it, right?
I don't know.
Yes. What if we've just killed their last line of defense?
They were destroying the residents of this forest, so they were out of balance. Whatever they are is unnatural and should be cleansed.
Yuri's about to have an aneurysm.
Didn't we?
She hates
also,
this.
Promise those other people that we would take care of this.
Well, yes, but they were kind of dicks, so we could, I'm far more in this ideological reasons than for them.
Yeah, they made us wait an entire day.
After kidnapping us,
They were trees. I mean,
adult napping us. That term is so weird.
I could use an adult nap.
Just a nap in general.
That's what I was going
Yeah.
I think we gotta kill this thing. Yuri, you obviously you don't have to stay with us if you want to go back and turn in the ingredients. We can meet you back there, but
Out of curiosity, why are you so... Other than survival, which I understand, is there a reason that you're so hell-bent on finishing this?
The Thieves Guild has information I want. That I need.
on where that person is?
Yes. It's the first glimmer of hope I've had in years.
The information should still be there, even if we complete this mission, right?
But we may not be here.
I've saved you once before, dear. I can do it again. I have means to help all of you.
Do not coddle me.
No. It's not coddling.
Cuddling.
No, not cuddling either. It's a promise. And
Also,
I make sure to keep my word.
Think about it rationally. If there is one other of these things out lurking about, leaving here is just as dangerous as staying. Because it could ambush us as we move, and we are thoroughly weakened.
It's also always better to be the hunter than the hunted.
At least here we know the terrain, and we can set traps if we needed to, like we did before in the cave.
Fine. What's one
What-
more day?
The fog when we first got to this place, I'm trying to remember who was. I think it was Yuri that was like up on top of the stone and stuff, right? That was looking down. Yeah. So did the fog reach all the way up there?
The fog goes up into like the trees and stuff. Yeah, but it's thinned some, just not completely gone. So each time you've just dealt with one of the creatures, it's thinned more and more.
Because my suggestion would be we would get higher ground, so all of us could like camp out up there for the night at least. Excuse me.
I had to climb above the treetops. Like, I had to climb a ways away up to break the dense fog. Like, it's not just ground level; it's encasing the entire forest.
Oh no, I meant the stone where you were able to see the doors that showed up. So I would imagine that's not as high as the trees, right?
No, not even close.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking. All of us would just climb up the rocks where
But
Yuri was able to see. But
There's not like a flat space up there. It's not a good sleeping spot.
never mind.
It was
Strike
a
that.
cliff face, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget I said anything. So sorry.
We're remembering the terrain that we're in from 1 month ago.
A month ago, yep.
Oops.
So what are you guys doing?
Alma's gonna agree to rest.
Okay.
She's kind of rough.
Well then, as you guys settle in for your long rest, we're gonna go ahead and take a break. We will be back here in 10-ish minutes. So stick around. Make sure, get your toilet needs out of the way. Get
Bathroom
your
snacks.
bathroom
Bathroom
snacks.
snacks.
And do come back because there is much more to see. So we will see you guys all here when we come back.
Don't go away.
Or do, but just come back.
Yeah.
Just come back. Baby, come back.
reminder, you don't have to fight. Maybe listen next time. Gosh, nobody ever listens to me. We're already talking. We're rolling. It's fine. You guys are just hearing the off-camera stuff. It's fine. This is what we are professionals. We've been away for a
You
month.
made it.
Okay.
You made it sound like we were having a literal fight.
You don't have to fight, guys. We
You
can
don't
all
have
get
to
along.
fight, guys.
Now you know we don't get along at all off camera. We hate each other.
We hate each other and our pickles. Just all.
You take that back.
I love pickles.
Me too.
Welcome back, everybody.
There was a comment there.
So
Anyway, in case you're just joining us, welcome. We don't really hate each other. We mostly enjoy each other, and also, this is my level 1 gamers tiefling mug, which Taylor was referencing earlier on. It's delightful.
I love it.
Tea.
I have tea in it,
All this stuff.
Tea fling.
and it's so hot.
I know my tea is also very hot. Cannot drink. It's hard on.
In case you're just joining us, the heroes discovered a room at the bottom of the stairs, which is where they started off. And inside that room was a giant floating. What's happening? What is even happening?
you gotta read chat, man. Gotta be up on that chat.
Like,
Point. Which chat?
Nope.
Hi.
Wrong way, Haley.
Them.
There you go.
Person you dishate the most.
Wait,
Ouch.
what?
dishate. Oh,
Ouch.
dishate.
Ha! Tricked all of you. Suck it.
I'm just not me crying because nobody pointed at me. Damn it! I'm just gonna drink my tea.
Wait, was dishating
Well,
a
we
good
thought-
thing or a bad
Still
thing?
hot. Still hot.
We thought, hey, that's why I didn't pick you.
Oh, sure, thanks. The heroes discovered in this room that they discovered at the opening of the ship this orb that was floating about 6 inches off the ground, and they discovered that inside this orb was the essence or the spirit or the embodiment of Natis, the god of destruction. They just explored around the room, saw the skeletons of the figures that had performed the ceremony to entrap this creature, this being, this entity, this deity, and found that they had been trapped in here as a result of not Nazis. You guys are terrible. Might as well be though. He's a Nazi. He's
All
fine.
I can hear.
He's the god of destruction. What do you want me to say? He's not a good guy.
Don't know if we
although-
can say that.
Why can't you say that? I mean, maybe we'll find out. Anyway, they discovered the ritual that had been done, and that there was betrayal amongst the group that had, through a vision, that there had been betrayal amongst the group that had performed the ceremony. He stole one of the pieces of the lock and entrapped the rest of the participants of this ceremony in the room, leading to their demise, which is what caused some of them to turn into these creatures that had been being found by the party, the heroes, the lonely, the hungry, the lost, and one that they had not yet seen, the angry. They discovered a haft of a weapon that turns out, again, revealed through vision, to be the haft of a warhammer that Boss, the god of the moment of death and dying, tasked Alma with completing the weapon. The party then had come out, tried to do their best to disguise the entrance, come up with some subterfuge to trick anybody who might be looking for this particular place to try to send them somewhere else, and had just settled in for a long rest. So you guys are setting up for your rest. What's going on? You guys going to spend any more time talking? Are you doing just sleeping? What are you guys doing?
Probably finish tending to any wounds and setting up a base perimeter. See if we want to take a watch, because it's getting late. Like, we were traveling all day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are.
Before
It's,
we
it's
encountered
pretty
this
late
long-
at this point.
Yeah.
This long rest is going to be our sleep.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
So, who wants to go first?
Yeah, does anyone want to take first watch?
I'll volunteer because I'm still a bit disturbed by the vision, so I'm not in the mood to really fall asleep immediately. Can y'all stop burning your mouths on some tea?
Serious. This is
No.
like what?
I thought I pressed mute, but I wasn't fast enough.
No.
And mute doesn't cover the camera.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Your shame is still there for all of us to see.
I know.
I can take second watch. You want?
I'll take fourth.
And remember, Alma, you do need an actual full rest.
Yeah.
You can't. You don't. Yeah, we discovered that. We misunderstood that previously.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't.
Rub it in.
Well,
I will.
technically, you still need 8 hours of rest. Just only
But
4 of them
4
have
hours
to be in a
only need to be
trance.
sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Okay, so who's got first watch? Alma does.
Me.
Alma.
Me.
All right.
Second. And then whoever
Course can
wants
take
to be
third.
And who's got fourth?
Boyd does.
All right. So go ahead and everybody docks up. Is anybody anything else you guys wanting to take care of before you're sleeping? Any conversations? Any chat at all?
I wanted to chat with Yuri, but that was and
Okay.
Edie actually, but that was it.
You can do that.
I didn't know if we wanted to do that before or after rolls. Perception, if there is perception. Yuri, help me understand. So you wanted to not to open a fresh wound, but you wanted to hurry off back to the Thieves Guild and get this piece of information so you could act on it as swiftly as possible, correct?
Yes.
Out of curiosity, is the Thieves Guild aware of what the favor you're working for is?
That I'm trying to find someone?
Yes, you've said before, you've told them, like, this is the information that I want in payment for blah, 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 blah. This isn't something that's going to surprise them when you get back.
No. No, they don't know who I'm looking for.
Mm.
Well, yes, they do. And they told me they knew a potential location. So I've grabbed onto that hope and I've run with it. And like I said earlier, it's the closest thing to hope I've had in a few years. So forgive me if I'm getting a little impatient.
No, I completely understand the urgency. That makes sense.
And why the fuck are we still out here?
In all fairness, you could leave us. We might say that's unwise, but you could. Seem pretty sneaky. You'd probably survive.
Not at the moment. Besides, it's been a long time since I've had friends and distractions, so
Yes, and good distractions.
what exactly did you guys want from the Thieves Guild?
Oh, we're all in it for our various own reasons. We have different threads we're poking, similar to you. Not the exact same sort of thing, but we all have just different needs we're trying to get met.
And yours?
I'm hoping to find someone that is lost.
Who?
Why do you want to know?
Same reason you wanted to know what I wanted to know.
Because I think finding them will build trust with someone that I want in my debt.
Who?
That's for me to know.
And me to find out?
Maybe, if H.E.R.O.E.S wills it.
Can you tell me at least who you're looking for?
I don't think that would be a good idea. And I'm not withholding information to hurt you. It's because I genuinely don't think that it's a good idea for you to know.
I really don't think you could hurt me, Void. Emotionally or otherwise.
Like I said, it's not that you knowing would hurt you, it's that you knowing could jeopardize the success of my thing.
But aren't we a team now?
For now, yes. I assume that once you know the information about where your person is, you'll want to go after them as fast as possible.
True. But again, there's nothing stopping me from taking the ingredients right now and bolting. But I'm not.
Other than the fact that I have some of those ingredients, and you don't.
Yes. There's nothing stopping me from taking them.
So you know where they are?
I'm sure I could find them. But that's not the point. I'm choosing to stay. To work as a team.
And we are working as a team. Who I'm looking for bears no relevance to this business. I'm keeping business and pleasure separate.
Fine. I turn away. I don't move, but I turn away. I'll wait for them for Void to continue a conversation, if they so wish.
If that's hurtful, I'm sorry.
It's not hurtful. Like I said, I doubt you can hurt me emotionally or otherwise.
That's probably true. Not that I would want to.
I wouldn't want to hurt you either. Any of you. But maybe me knowing won't be detrimental. Maybe it would be helpful. I have other skills.
I'm sure you do. I just think that saying that information now would not be helpful.
But would it be helpful later?
If you need to know later, I'll tell you. Revelation is both balm and bane.
I'm not used to having information withheld from me.
There's always information withheld.
Not from where I'm from.
That's why ignorance is bliss.
It's not always. It's what made me an outcast. Because I didn't have all the information. And because of that, I made stupid choices. So keep your secrets. I survived it once, I'll survive it again. And live up to my name.
I have no doubt you will.
Yuki has no idea of the haunt that's about to rain down upon her.
Yuki?
My mother.
Is that after you find your lost friend going back for revenge?
Yes.
Do you think your friend will
I need
help?
his help. Of course he will.
That was a poorly
has
phrased
no reason-
question. It's more that I think that... It's asking more that do you think that he can help you? Not would he. Clearly you're devoted to him. I imagine that it's the same back.
I would like to think so. But if I'm going to make changes the way I want to, I'm going to need his help. And he's the reason I want the changes in the first place.
Well, and for both your sakes, I hope it happens.
Thank you. And I hope you find your lost person.
I hope so too.
Do they want to be found?
I don't even know if they're alive.
I can relate to that. Get some sleep.
Yes, it's about time.
I'm gonna pat Void's shoulder and then walk off to start setting up my own bedroll.
Okay.
If they wanted to talk to someone else.
Edie. Yeah.
Yep.
Are you seriously going to tell Nemea?
Tell them about what?
That I did a stupid thing.
What was the stupid thing?
Oh, well, if you don't know that, I guess you can't tell her.
I guess not. I was gonna have to tell her everything I know, and if it's one of those things, then I guess we'll find out.
Or you could just tell her none of what you know. And if it's none of those things, then she doesn't know.
Don't you think that she deserves to know?
I think that her knowing would not help anything. Because she would worry, even though there's no point in worrying after the fact.
No, I don't want her to worry. Think about it. But if she asks, I'm not going to lie to her.
We've seen how Nemea asks questions. Do you really think you can't avoid telling the truth and the whole truth?
I guess if I tried extra hard, I could.
There was a fight. Things happened. Violence of a daring and dewy nature.
Mm-hmm.
And we saved the day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the
And
story.
when she asked how the cuddle pile was, what do I say when I say that you and someone else weren't there for sometimes?
If you would like to say that, you can.
I'm not.
Why do you think I wouldn't want her to know that?
Well, I guess I'm wrong, but I thought you liked her.
Nemea?
Yeah.
I do.
Like them both.
Yuri's a friend, but not the same way. Well, I don't feel the same way. Is probably a better way of phrasing that.
But then, are we friends?
We are friends, yes, Edie.
But not in the same way that you were friends with Yuri.
I assume that you mean that we do not partake in certain activities.
Yeah.
Which is true, because I don't particularly want to with you. Not that you're gorgeous, clearly, but how do I put... You feel far more like family than someone I would be romantically interested in. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. That does make sense.
Okay, good.
I get it.
And I haven't been missing anything, right? You haven't been wanting to... I assumed
No,
the cuddles
sorry.
were entirely platonic, right?
Yeah. I thought that when you liked Nemea, you wanted to do the... You never had alone time with Nemea. So I just was confused. I think that's all.
It is confusing. I'm complicated, and not to put too blunt a point on it, but certain activities are not always for the same reasons. I enjoyed some quality time with Yuri in order to distract myself.
That makes sense. I think.
Have you dated, romantically tristed before? You seem unfamiliar, but I'm not sure.
No. I learnt about flirting 4 nights ago, I think it was.
Recent knowledge. Your eyes have been
No,
opened.
actually, it was a little bit. It was a little bit further ago. It was the night before Nemea was taken, because then I thought that I was on a date with Quoras, but it wasn't. We were just friends, like what me and you were friends. And then I thought we were on a date again at the place where Nemea got taken, because he went and got a drink for me, because that's what they said was getting drinks together meant that you were on a date. But then when he came back, he had drinks for everybody, so it wasn't a date. And then Nemea was taken, and it's kind of been all distracted right now. So no.
Would you have liked those moments to be dates?
No.
Ins. Or are you just nodding?
I don't know.
Here, I thought you were pining after Micah, but it seems like that's a very different thing.
Micah's more like family.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But I think Chorus likes me the same way you like me. But that's okay.
Have you asked him?
I think so. I think I've asked him a couple of times, and it's not a very clear answer at all.
Yes, but was it a clear question?
No.
Yeah, see, there's the wrinkle.
But I've been watching you and Nemea, and you guys are never clear.
We're a terrible example. Don't do anything that we're doing. That's a very bad idea. If you want it to work, it's definitely not do... Yes, exactly. Terrible idea. There's a lot to unpack between me and Nemea, and I have not been in an appropriate place mentally to unpack any of it. In fact, I was really just loading more shit into trunks and throwing them downstairs and lighting them on fire is really what I was doing, but metaphorically speaking.
So don't do that.
Don't do that, no. If you...
She starts crossing stuff off of the list.
If you are interested in someone, just ask them. Say that.
No. What? No.
Because then you'll know, and you don't want to know, do you? Because knowing might mean a no.
I'd rather just be friends.
Would you?
Then absolutely.
Would you rather live never having seen a sunset, just to hope you were never disappointed by one?
Well, I only really just found out about sunsets, and really I didn't think I'd ever see one before, ever. And I guess I didn't know what I was missing until I got to experience it. God damn it, Void.
Look, here's the good news. Apparently, Chorus's previous love life is like the worst romantic novel ever written. It's a romantic novel written for people who love the main character to have a terrible time. So, all
D&D, people.
you need to do is be yourself. And at the very least, I can't imagine any... I don't think you being friends with Chorus would go away. Even if it was a no. There might be disappointment, but I don't think you'd lose anything in knowing.
Then I'd know at least.
And you'd be able to do with those feelings what you need to do. Either discard them or, in the best case scenario, lean into them.
Alright.
And I'd tell Nemea you were missing from the cuddle pile. But,
No, I don't think so. Alright, well, I'm gonna go over here. I gotta work on something.
oh, before I forget, I got this for you. Just in case it might be helpful. You were so sweet in getting me a new book that I wanted to return the favor. It's typically for kids, but since Ellie's always the one helping you read, I thought if you wanted to read without Ellie's help, you might be able to learn with this. And I hand you a little, like, first grader's picture book, learn to read thing.
Love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. And Edie is like holding it up against you.
I got it from the shop that we went to the back room and we played, and
Yeah. Thank you.
you're very welcome.
Go read now. Will you... How long does your light spell last for?
I can keep it going as long as I'm awake.
Will you... Can I have some light to read? Please?
Sure. There you go.
Gonna do some reading, and you can see Edie actually has a bit of paper and some charcoal.
As you guys take your rest, how long are you planning on doing that for, Edie?
Just until everyone gets into bed, and then I think she'll pick it back up when it's her watch time.
Okay. Alma, go ahead as you are doing the first watch. Go ahead and make a perception check, please.
Okay. We're gonna try my dice again. Ooh, that's better. That is a 14.
Okay. What are you doing during your watch, by the way? Are you just sitting there watching, or are you doing anything else?
Yeah, I'm kind of sitting and just... My mind is kind of everywhere with the vision I saw, and in addition to that, I'm kind of like looking over the haft. The haft. English is hard, okay? Just kind of like looking over, like, you know, the inscriptions and the runes and everything that's on it. And honestly, I'm kind of waiting for Edie to wake up. Edie's kind of like a warm presence for Alma, and she's kind of like looking forward to it when Edie wakes up, just because she wants to stay up a little longer to just have the company of somebody else. So
As you are playing all that through your head, you kind of revisit the entire vision, and you see the creatures coming out of their bodies, and you understand now why they were formed. They were literally trapped. They were trying to do something for the good of all, and they were trapped and murdered in this moment. And you can't help but wonder, was there another way to set them free? Did they have to die? You don't know.
Yeah.
Looking at the haft as you look through it and just feel it, looking at the inscriptions and just seeing it completed in your head, you just get the idea that this weapon could be potentially very powerful and is made for a follower of Boz. With your perception roll, you don't notice anything. You are able to get through the rest of your watch completely fine. Your time passes and you pass off your watch. Who is on second?
Edie.
Edie? Okay.
It's Edie's watch.
It's Edie's watch. Okay. As you take your watch, go ahead and make your perception check. And then what are you doing with your watch time? Besides, are you just like straight up reading or trying to read?
No. Perception is a 14.
Okay.
And Edie spent a moment, but she's spending just like most of her time on the pages E and the page D and the page I. If it's like an alphabet book. Was it an alphabet or was it?
It's kind of like an ABC, if I remember right, like an ABC 1, 2, 3 learn to read.
Yeah.
Very basic, like Dick and Jane books, like
Yeah.
Cat, things like that, where you're starting to, you'll have a chance, yeah.
So she's like figured out those because she did get shown how to draw her name a bit ago. So she's kind of like figured out those, at least those 3. She's like bookmarked them. But that's all she's actually going to do tonight. But she's going to kind of watch. She can't really see shit. So she is mostly just kind of staring out into the darkness.
Okay.
Thinking about what the fuck she's going to do.
All right. Your watch goes without event. Make a intelligence check just to see how well you do with the reading.
The dice said natural 1. So that's
Okay.
a -2.
You're just so excited
That's what-
about the book that you're just, this is such a gift that's so sweet and dear to you. You kind of spend your time like running your fingers across the letters, but you're not really absorbing anything yet. But you see the animals and stuff associated with it, so you might be able to make something of it soon.
I realize that if you really don't know, like I'm thinking about it as an adult, if you really don't know what anything is spelt or that you can't even tell, because like you just say cows, like what does that mean? What is?
Yeah.
It means nothing to me.
All right. But your watch passes without incident. Your mind kind of racing with everything going on and the conversation that you had with Void and the adorable book that you were given. Your heart swells with gratitude as you pass on your watch to Quoras.
Yeah, to Chorus.
All right. So
And as I like wake Chorus, if this is okay, if I have.
yeah, absolutely.
I just want to quickly say, like, if someone says that they've got really bad advice and to not follow them, should you listen to any of their advice at all, or ignore all of it?
What was the advice on something specific? They were
I'm
telling you
not-
they had bad advice on?
No, but like it was relevant.
I mean, I guess you can listen to their advice, not to listen to them. I don't know.
Thank you, that didn't clear anything up, but at least I asked.
Glad I could help.
Right.
All right, Chorus. You get up confused as your watch starts.
Sorry.
As you roll your perception check, what are you doing for your time on watch?
Failing a perception check mostly.
Sweet.
No. I gotta look into what modifier is. 1 sec. Sorry. I think Chorus is just sort of chilling. I don't think there's much he's doing. Where I lost D&D Beyond? There it is. Sorry. It's a 10 on my perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, Chorus probably would just be kind of keeping an eye out and probably sharpening eulogy, honestly. That's what he does.
You get, as you're sharpening eulogy, you're pretty distracted by the events that have happened, the conversations that you've had. That orb, man, you just really wanted to go touch it again.
Lick it.
Your watch passes without incident, but you are pretty distracted. Time passes. Who's got fourth watch? Was it Void?
That's me.
Okay.
The lingible orb.
Fungible too.
Was it an NFO?
Yeah.
That's a 7.
Okay. What are you doing with your watch?
I guess Edie would be asleep, because otherwise
She would.
Vix would be helping with like the light. I'm just gonna read that journal that Nemea had.
The
Void's-
one that describes the process and stuff that they
Mhm.
use to. Okay.
And Void's already read it through once by now. At this point, they're just sort of rereading, and there's a page with little like watermarks on it, and they're just touching those and like puzzling things out in their head.
You're pretty wrapped up in it. The process that they used to lock him away is mostly
Oh,
very
not those.
Oh no, which ones?
Because I can't read those, right? They're in like Elvish.
Oh, that's
and
right. They
stuff.
are in Elvish.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
No, this
sorry.
is Nemea's journal.
Oh, Nemea's journal. Okay. Which is its own level of confusing and distracting for Void. As you go through it, you are pretty distracted.
I don't see
You-
what horrible thing happens next.
You actually do go ahead and make another perception check as your watch is winding down. And Yuri would probably be awake at this point, just sitting with you.
He's always
So
goes
Yuri,
so
you
well
can
for
make a
me.
perception check.
Hey, that's much better. Thank you, Void Dice. That was a 19.
Okay.
Perception. 22.
Okay. As you guys are kind of sitting there having just like a little chat as the watch is winding down for the night, both of you catch out of the corner of your eye something dart behind a tree. And then a few moments later, it pops out and then moves and scurries around and hides behind another tree. And then dashes across and hides behind a boulder. You kind of get a better look at it now. It appears to be a kobold with a big sword strapped to its back. It's not aware of you guys at all yet, but it appears to be looking over its shoulder. And then it turns and runs and then sees you guys. And it pulls out this great sword, kink, and clinks to the ground and goes.
Voice. I'm just gonna point palimpsest at it and like, don't. Just, you've lost the element of surprise. Better to just talk at this point. Don't swing that.
So you no surprise? No surprise.
Exactly. You've lost surprise, and now
I-
don't come at me with violence. I've had a lot
not-
of bad wake up calls, and I'm not in the mood for
No.
another one.
I'm not you. So surprise. No. And he keeps looking back behind him. Something.
I'm
He
gonna.
puts the sword back on his
I'll,
back.
I'll switch to draconic and like. Common is not your first tongue, is it? Is this better?
It's better. Something. Yeah, mad. Something. It's coming.
I'm just gonna.
You surprised?
I'm gonna talk to Yuri in common. Wake everybody up. I think the angry's coming.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna use Mage Hand and shake Alma and then with my physical hand, I'm gonna shake whoever's closest, I think. Edie. Edie, wake Chorus. Alma, get up!
Did we get a long rest or no?
You did, yes.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna
What
keep.
happened?
Spells. There's a kobold saying this. Mm-hmm. There's a kobold saying surprise.
Quoras,
No surprise. No surprise.
There's no surprise, but
Well,
he's
he
pretty
what he was
panicked.
saying is he wasn't trying to surprise you.
Yeah,
He was surprised by you.
we're awake now. You're saying that something is coming, and you want us to surprise it. Speaking in Draconic.
No. I was here with friends. He
It ate them, didn't it? Yes.
He and my friends all gone. I alone survive. He's coming. I alone. I Norf to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Norf to meet you as well. I'm Void.
No, I Norf.
Yes, I did that on purpose.
Please hide.
You can hide if you wish. Stay close. Stay behind us. It's coming from that direction, and Void's just gonna like shuttle him in. Can I real quick, because I have it, cursory insight check to make sure this dude's not lying?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd hate to think that he is. It's so adorable.
A kobold lying? No.
I know.
No, never.
No.
Never. 13. My passive is 19.
He seems genuinely afraid of something behind him. Does not seem in a position to lie right now. He's too afraid.
Can I also hide? Now that everyone's awake, can I bonus action hide?
Sure. Where are you gonna hide?
Just under like any cover, like behind a tree or a big boulder or.
Okay. So you guys kind of camped right in front of the cavern where you guys had been, with the door closed and everything. So there's a few trees and then there's some boulders and stuff around that you can hide behind. Sure. Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Stayed there. Okay.
I'm assuming so. You guys never said you moved.
No, that makes sense. We didn't say. 11.
All right. You hide.
It's a number.
It's yeah. Considering how incredibly high my modifier is, you know I rolled terribly.
It's the magic number. All right. As you hide, or at least think you hide, the rest of you are waking up, have been woken up. What are you guys doing?
I am similarly going to like duck behind a rock and like I assume we should ambush this thing when it comes out. But all of these things have been incredibly violent and terrible. So,
did Alma share that? Was it all in Alma's vision that she thought there was like maybe another option than fighting them? I forget how we like discovered.
She did get that in her initial vision, and she was reminded of it again while she was keeping watch.
Yeah.
So it's not there yet. If you guys want to have a moment of conversation, you definitely have time for that.
Look, fighting doesn't have to be the answer for this. There has to be some other way. These poor souls were trapped down there.
I'm willing to give everything a try, but I'm not getting close to it.
Oh, are we thinking like one of us just goes up and hugs it, or like what's our plan?
Are you volunteering?
I'll hug it.
Nobody
Edie, I don't think it's a good idea.
The other one hugged you, and that ended up badly.
But maybe if I let it hug me.
I don't think a hug is, while a good idea in theory, the best in practice.
What if we healed it?
It's what are they? Are they a corrupted soul? Like what entities are they?
Would I know what they are?
They are essentially Shadowfell creatures at this point.
Okay.
Built out of intense emotion.
Okay.
If any of you want to, there's a spell I've been able to use on Nemea, but requires it to be a human when I talk to it. Humanoid. It doesn't work on all creatures, and it has to be able to understand me. So far, these things have appeared fairly, if not mindless, then single-minded. If you have a plan, I'll support it, but I'm going to support it from a well-hidden, ready-to-shoot position.
I don't really have a plan, but I'm just wondering if we could not have to fight this thing. There's some option there.
What if I made it really small so then we could talk to it and it's not as dangerous?
That could be one option.
I think that casting magic on it at all could be a sign of aggression.
What if we healed it?
We don't know it's injured.
Not that healing. Edie and Chorus might be onto something.
The Shadowfell creatures, Yuri has some sense of what they are because they can be found
Right, they
in
can be found in the
Underdark.
Underdark.
Is there, can I remember or recall anything now that we know kind of what we're up against, is there anything that Yuri can remember that may help us?
Well, you also know from previous experience they speak common, so you know they can speak and you can talk to them. You know that they are creatures created by intense emotion, and so they generally, essentially, if something is hungry, you would need to feed it. If something is lonely, you would need to, but this is angry, so you would need to calm it, whatever that might look like.
And got some candles.
Bust out some
Draw a
Kenny
nice
G.
bath.
Yeah.
Yeah, are they scented?
Careless
Anyone have a
Whisper?
bubble butt? Anyone have a bath bomb?
I could play my that I've never pulled out once before, my pan flute.
I also
As
have
you
an
pull
ocarina
out-
that I can play.
As you pull out your pan flute, Norf pulls out one too and trills a little bit.
Yes. You
Shall
could
we
be.
calm him with some beautiful melodies?
Pan flute and ocarina. What an
Oh
incredible
my god.
combination.
The duet of the century.
Mm-hmm.
It's like dueling banjos, but
I make sure that I'm doing this right next to where Yuri's hiding. So I'm looking at I'm playing it for her approval because I haven't figured out that they're hiding yet.
Yeah, she's not in.
not with an 11. No, it's fine. Void, go ahead and roll stealth for you two if you're hiding.
I'm basically giving the group the look, you could come up with a plan. I'm not going to ruin it, but I'm not going to step in either. I'm not going to be the hugger. 17 for stealth.
Perfect.
What if we just talk to it at a safe distance, and if shit turns bad, then we have range, and then we can get out of there?
Maybe
Considering how...
were
Yes,
any
Edie?
of the other ones wearing robes? Still? Or were they just bodies?
They were
They
just
were
bodies.
naked.
So
Okay.
you saw that there was more like the
Just gonna
intense
start holding
emotion
up the
of their
symbols.
spirit
Which
like
one is
coming
it?
out. It wasn't so much a physical representation at that point.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll figure out which god is going to help calm it. Which god is theirs.
Why does that remind me of from the Mummy when he's pulling out all the different
Yes.
symbols as he's
Yeah, he has all the different symbols and he speaks in Hebrew,
cross,
and the mummy's just
yeah.
oh, I know that one.
Wait, where's Reno? Just hold up a cat.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yes.
All right.
my
So
plan.
as you are doing your thing, go ahead.
I was as I'm listening, I don't want to break stealth, but that Edie said something that would make Void think of something. Can I message Alma and be like, do you know which symbol this thing was wearing in life? That might be able to help us.
Would I be able to recall from the vision?
You can make a intelligence check. I would say
Intelligence? Okay.
intelligence.
I'm so good at that.
Intelligente. That's not what that is.
That's
that
a
a nat one?
9. Nope, that's a 9.
Oh, no.
Intelligente.
Intelligente.
Unfortunately, you do not remember.
Yeah. I'll
I heard something else.
since I have the telepathic linkage ability, I'm gonna connect with Void again. And just mentally say, I can't recall which one.
If we knew that, that might be a way forward, but I don't know. It could just piss it off worse, reminding it of its old life. I really don't know.
That might give me an idea. Maybe I should be alone for this. You all can hide, but I'll be saying this to Void still. Telepathically.
We're all just we're all standing there, just like nothing, can't
Yeah.
hear a thing.
Which, if your passive perception is like Void is gone, like Void's left the
Oh
building.
shit, never mind.
So Void just answers, "That sounds like a brilliant idea. I'm 3 steps ahead of you and already hiding. If you want to let the others know."
Yeah, so with that, it's just like, okay, well, they got the hint, I guess. I'll turn, obviously, to everybody else. Maybe I should be by myself for this.
We're gonna be right here. Right here. And can I grab the necklace that has her god symbol on it from the chamber, and I put that on her neck.
I'll
Okay.
lean down so that Edie can reach.
And that just in case maybe it'll recognize you as a friend, not foe.
I was hoping on that.
But yeah. And then Edie then crouches behind a bush that is not big enough to hide her, and she is now hidden.
Of course, picks up some of the shrubbery that we've like torn up and like put it over Edie.
Yes.
Like puts her arms through and just makes a bigger gap so she can see a lot better. It's so dark. So dark, guys.
Then go ahead and if we would pull up the map and put yourselves where you would be in this.
Map.
Which map?
I'm the map.
Cliff face.
Cliff face. Yeah.
Face cliff?
Face. No, you're a cliff face.
Your mom's a cliff face.
Oh,
my-
look at the widow kobold! He's
It's a
cute!
baby.
Oh my god!
It's a baby.
Nice.
Nice.
You're gonna...
What?
Damn it, Chorus! You took my idea.
I'll go higher up.
Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in on the
Is it-
friend-shaped individual.
Let's
Look at
go
this.
ahead and do a athletics check or something if you're climbing the rocks like that.
Look at this
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah, Yuri's gonna be up there.
Here's another friend.
I'll have to find a better image of him because he uses a great sword and not a sling and a dagger. But you know, this is the image I could find.
By the way, did I share to you my idea of like a kobold where like using a great sword in like a fever dream? I've been wanting to build that character for a while.
No. Well, you can maybe help me build Norf better after this.
Nerf.
Did you... Can I use athletics? Sorry, acrobatics instead of athletics?
Yeah.
Cool.
You're
So of
one
course
those.
I need your athletics or acrobatics to get up to the top because that's like 15, 20 feet up. That's actually like sheer cliff face you're on right now. It's not like a flat surface.
Gotcha. Didn't realize that. Thought that was.
I know you just started putting your
top
your
of the
character.
rock.
No,
You're
that's
Batman,
the wall.
not Spider-Man.
Okay. Well, then I probably wouldn't have done that because Chorus is not that. Well, actually, I have a climbing speed. Technically.
Yeah, he does.
So you could be like on the face of it, but again, it's not a top surface. This is like
yeah. That's fine. I won't do that because I will want both. I'll hide in this bush.
For acrobatics, I got a 28.
okay. So you're up there, but your stealth was still that unless you're re-hiding again, or are you just preparing for? Are you basically escaping your stealth, your hide from before, and doing this now?
Yeah,
Okay,
because 88 wasn't 80 like right next to me.
probably. But I had literally just put people on the map, so you guys were out there, so that's why you could put yourself.
No, but 80 said she was next to me, like asking my approval on her flute.
All right, so
So yeah, I'll abandon that.
everybody else is good then.
Mm-hmm.
Then after you guys get ready, you do see this figure come out. I'm trying to find it real quick. Oh, that's where it is. Why? I already had one for it, maybe. Okay. So. And oh, that's the wrong one. That's why. That's different. That's the hungry, not the angry. Where are you? Apologize for this. I have his thing.
This token retrieval mission brought to you by TA Maps. Do you need a fancy map on which to put tokens? Go commission them and tell them the tale sent you. You'll get a big discount off of your commission.
That's why.
The bigger the commission, the bigger the discount.
You see this figure come out, and he's got giant hooks for hands, essentially, and he starts.
Oh God.
He's got two heads, and it looks like they're kind of like sliding, like he started melting at one point. And he starts moving his way closer as he sees you guys. What are you guys doing? He's like right about here at this point.
I'm kind of gonna step forward a little bit more, just so that the focus is on me.
Okay.
And I actually want to start putting. I'll show him the mace, and I'm actually gonna set it down on the ground.
The mace.
The
haft.
Sorry,
the haft of the haft.
No,
It's a
not
haft.
the haft, not the haft.
Not a maft.
The other way. my
Your
other
sickle?
my other weapons and stuff. So, like, I have a crossbow, I have a shield, and I have like a standard mace. So, well, let me double check that just to make sure. Yeah, I was right, a mace.
She's just making shit up. She's. I've got this now.
I'm not making shit up.
I've got a
shit.
Glock, man.
So,
Okay.
and actually, I just want to double check something. Okay. I want to start taking, like, the armor that I have off and stuff and kind of putting it to the side to show I'm not a threat. And
What type of armor do you have?
it's I have the shield, so that's the one, that's, like, the first thing I would be taking off. I also
Don't
have...
let-
I would be starting to take off the adamantine half plate, but I want
you hear
to...
the pan flute, like.
So taking off armor, especially by yourself, takes like 10 minutes. It's
Never
a
mind.
process.
So we're just gonna keep it as taking off the shield and, like, my weapons and putting them on the ground. And I actually want to telepathically link with the angry.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna start off by saying, I know what happened. I saw all of it. And I'm gonna, like, hold up the heft in both hands just to kind of show. I'm aware of how you were betrayed.
What do you know of betrayal?
I had a friend once. A friend that I thought was very dear. And they took everything from me. I was left blindsided, confused. Full of an anger that I couldn't even believe I could manifest.
Congratulations. What does that have to do with me?
I saw the one that took the final lock and entombed all of you. You were left to starve there, like you were nothing.
Your words just make me more angry.
I know. But Don't you want it to stop?
It will only stop when there is no more. When
No
I
more.
can destroy everyone who has wronged me.
Where are they now? They're all gone. There's nothing
No.
left.
You don't know that.
I do know that there is the one who left. But all of your fellow priests, followers, however you wish to call it, they're gone too.
Make a persuasion roll.
Okay. Oh, I'm so good at that. Okay. I'm gonna use my own dice because I don't trust D&D Beyond right now.
Don't say things like that for companies we'd like to sponsor us.
Oh, sorry.
I don't
I-
trust your dice roller
Oh,
thing,
shit.
man.
Oh, God. That
See,
fell.
that's what happens when you use your own dice. D&D Beyond's dice don't ever fall off the table.
Can't fall off the table.
They really should program that in though for the authentic experience.
Authenticity.
I mean, fun
Every now and
fact.
then, if your dice is on the floor, it's gone forever.
Fun fact: they aren't like faking the render. It's not like they roll a pseudo random number generator in the background and just render it landing on that side. They actually use like a physics engine in browser to roll the dice.
That's really cool.
Ooh.
It is really cool. I've seen it.
18.
Okay. He pauses. Even if they're all gone, which I don't believe you, how does that help me? Now my anger is unsatiated.
What happened that night? When you were trapped?
You say you saw it?
Yes.
You know what happened.
But I want to hear it from you.
We were doing our best to save the world, and someone betrayed us and left us for dead. Do you know what it's like to starve to death? Your insides trying to crawl out as they eat yourself, slowly, painfully.
Not to that extent, no. But
It takes weeks. We had water for a little bit. It is the most miserable way to go.
I can only imagine.
You get so weak, you just lay there, gnawing, your insides gnawing, and you can't move. You don't have the strength to do anything but lay there. You wish death would come. You wish you could take your life, but you no longer have the strength.
Then why don't I end your suffering for you?
Are you offering to fight me?
No.
How
I'm
will
off-
you end my suffering?
By letting you cross over.
I don't understand. The only way to cross over would be for you to kill me.
Does that have to be the only way?
What do you mean then? Explain yourself.
I'm going to hold up the little necklace that Edie put around my neck and show that I'm a follower of Boz with the hopes that they'd understand.
Okay.
I'm a devoted cleric. I follow Boz, and I will until my dying day. My focus is to help those in the moment where their time is done. But it doesn't always have to be violence.
Speak plainly.
Perhaps, if you'd let me, I'd be able to cast a prayer and be willing to help you send your soul along its merry way to a life with no pain, no hunger, no fear. To the end.
What are you talking about using?
I'm hoping just to use my abilities as a cleric just with the religious side of it
Okay.
to kind of give him peace of mind, I guess, is the best way I could phrase it.
Okay.
Since they're stirred up, they're created from so much emotion and so much, rage or anything else. It's to more quell or sate that anger. Especially since they came from other devout followers of other gods. I'm
Okay.
kind of hoping to use my cleric background as a means to kind of help subdue that anger.
I would say let's see here. You could I will say for giggles, you could use kind of a channel divinity
Mm-hmm.
to, we'll say, use kind of your using your clerics, kind of like combining like destroy undead. It'll still be like a roll because this isn't really a destroying feature. You're trying to help it recognize it. So you'll use a channel divinity, and you will need to make like a religion check,
Okay.
but also persuade him to do this. So first, roll persuasion.
Okay.
If anybody has anything that they want to use to
Yeah.
help boost her rolls,
Is my calming music working?
or if you wanted to use like guidance on yourself or anything like that.
Oh yeah, I'll
Quoras is
probably.
just pouring water back and forth between two bowls for like the babbling brook effect.
All right.
Boyd's got wind chimes.
Oh
Yuri
my
starts making
God.
bird calls.
Okay, so
Beautiful.
all right. I will use guidance on myself then.
Okay.
So let me
Do you
just.
have that equipped?
Yeah, I have it. So it's just a 1d4. So yeah, so I'll be a plus 1d4. So let me get a d4. All right, so persuasion first.
Yep. I'll say roll with advantage on that too, because you've been having a conversation with him. You've already started that round, so you can have an advantage.
Okay, then I'm gonna do it like this. Advantage for persuasion. Okay, so 13 being the highest, and then if I do a d4. That's a 4, so it'd be 17 total for
Okay.
persuasion.
Okay. So now you are going to use your cleric.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and make a religion check and then mark off a channel divinity.
Okay.
He consents to let you try. If this fails, the only way it can end is by your death or mine.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that part. Right? Okay. So then a religion check. Alright. Let me. Come on.
Roll high, roll high.
Oh, shit.
Guidance yourself.
Oh, that's true. I could do guidance again. Okay. So let me get.
Would it make sense to do that in benefit of the spell? It's concentration, so you can't have multiple instances, and if this is all like
true.
one moment.
Yeah.
Right, that's
balls.
true.
Gosh dang it, Matt.
Yeah, and it ended already. So, okay. Come on. That's a 13.
Okay. Roll a percentile dice.
Oh.
Oh, we breaking out the fun dice.
That's the one that has the tens numbers on it, yes?
You would do that and a d10.
And a d10, okay.
Unless you actually have the dice with 100, the d100.
A
I
giant
do
ball.
not. That
I
thing
want one of
will,
them so bad.
that will never stop rolling. Okay.
I
There you
saw a
go.
video of a guy who was like rolling a D100 till it rolled a 1, and then he was going to crush it, or if it hit 100 first, he'd send it to somebody. And he'd roll it like different places, like down driveways and stuff like that. It was weird.
82.
You see him tense up for a moment. And then the head kind of seems like it was melted, the two heads stuck into one and kind of straightens back up. And his form starts going back into that of a more human figure. What is happening to me? His hooks recoil back into a hand, and he looks at you for a minute before Thanosing into dust. And he's gone.
I'm honestly gonna like fall to my knees just from the shock that it actually worked. And I'm gonna like let out this deep sigh that I didn't realize I was holding. Just. What does the fog look like now?
Since it just happened, it looks the same.
Okay.
But from your experience, you're pretty sure it will start to dissipate relatively quickly.
Alma, I have to say, I think that worked. That was
Norf
brilliant.
runs out from behind the bush and comes up and just hugs your leg. Good job! I mean, nice job!
I'll like ruffle Norf's head a little bit. Thanks, buddy. I just hope he found peace.
Can I make a perception check or something just to see if anything else is coming, if it was a ruse? Like, Yuri's on high alert.
You can make a perception check, yeah.
24.
The angry is gone. It completely disappeared. It dissolved. Like you see remnants of it blowing away as the wind picks up a little bit. But what you do notice is a figure step out from behind a tree, followed by two transparent figures floating next to it. I see you got rid of that problem. Thank you. You're next. And that's where we're going to end today's session.
What?
No!
What?
No!
No,
Bloody knew it!
Take that back. No, you take that back right now.
What?
What? I'm genuinely confused. What?
What?
I think.
Do we
Oh,
know-
I know
do
it.
we
I know who it
recognize?
is. I know who it is.
Who is
Who
it?
It's the cleric that ran away.
Oh, fuck.
Hasn't it been, like,
Ah.
thousands of years?
Well, you don't know how long, yeah.
Well, we don't know how long. The bodies were just there for a while. No one else checked in beside Edie, and Edie has no sense of time. We have no idea how long they were there. And if they were an elf, it could be several hundred years.
Although historically, we could talk about that later. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us
Oh
today.
my
We have missed
God.
you so much. We are so glad to be back. We will be back again next week with another episode 52. It's going to be super exciting. So don't stay away. Come back. We're gonna do a raid,
Raid.
here in a minute. So stick
Raid,
around for a
raid,
raid.
raid.
And otherwise, love yourself, love each other, and as always, are you ready for more tales?
Yes.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Stay for the raid. Don't go away.